Lyft is going to provide free plastic partitions to drivers, but only some drivers. Who are the haves and who are the have-nots? Let's talk about it. Welcome everyone. I'm Mark. This is Mark's Travel Time. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to ask that you click my face to subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell icon up above so you know when I post new videos. This is an interesting story. It's been hitting the wires. I'm taking this information from CNN. Lyft, the rideshare company, said it will make vehicle partitions available to its drivers in the coming months. While some drivers will receive the partitions for free, free, I like that. Others are going to have to foot the cost. On Friday, the company said frequent drivers and some who are part of its Express Drive rental car program have already started receiving the partitions. Has anybody received these plastic partitions? I am not sure exactly what they are talking about, but frequent drivers is in quotes. So what constitutes a frequent driver? Is that someone who's full-time, 40 hours a week? I don't know. But I would sure like to hear from someone that may have received one of these plastic partitions. Lyft said it will provide partitions to select drivers in Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, Seattle, Boston, Phoenix, Dallas, and New York City. And here comes our quote. In the next month, we will have made tens of thousands of partitions available to the U.S. drivers for free, with the goal of providing 50% ride coverage in these markets, the company said in a blog post, adding that it aims to give out partitions to 60,000 of its drivers across 30 regions. Wow, 60,000 of these they're going to give away. That's impressive. But are they effective? We'll talk about that in a minute. Partitions are not available for purchase yet for those not in the select group of drivers. Lyft said later this summer, again in quotes, it will have the partitions available for purchase on its new online storefront for about $50. Oh, $50 isn't a lot of money. Just the idea that in order to remain safe, they're going to try to get your filthy lucre. Its online store has already drawn criticism for charging some drivers for personal protection equipment. Lyft said drivers will be able to indicate within the app that they have installed a partition. Okay, so I want a ride from Lyft. And I can go online and say, hey, this person has a partition. There's a but here. But riders are not able to select that they only wish to ride in vehicles with a partition. So what do you think is going to happen there? I could see this going a lot of ways. Some people may start canceling. You could see no partition cancel. Let's try it again. No partition cancel. Let's try it again. No partition cancel. And it's almost a way to force people to buy something from the company. It could not make a difference at all, or we could end up just having lots and lots and lots of people who buy partitions. And I assume, since there's a picture, that these are the partitions. This is an example, a sample of what they're making available to drivers. The first thing I see is there's a lot of space below to the sides on top. Is this really something that's going to protect the driver? Does the virus know when it's in its aerosol form, coming from someone's mouth, that it can't go up and over, or it can't go along the side, or it can't duck underneath? How does the virus know that? Besides, if we're wearing masks, what difference does it make? I mean, how many barriers do you need? The other thing I want to know, is this even proven to work? Oh, that's the big one. People hate that. People always say, yeah, let's trust the science. Except with this, for some reason, when it comes to putting on masks and shields and all that, nobody trusts the science. I'm not going to get into it in this video, but people just, well, it makes sense, doesn't it? I put up a barrier, it's going to, eliminate my chance of getting, I don't know. What makes common sense and what is scientifically proven are two different things. The other thing I see here, I'm looking at the way that is attached. and it's attached to the headrest. So if you look carefully, it looks like there are nylon straps that go horizontally around the headrest bars, and it looks like there's one that goes vertically and wraps around the headrest itself. So it looks like they're pretty securely attached, until such time that someone adjusts their seat. I don't know about you, but when I'm driving, I'm constantly adjusting my seat. You know, because you're sitting in the same position for 8 hours, you have to adjust. I'm raising the seat a little bit, lowering it, putting it back, moving forward. And I adjust the seat so my body can be in different positions. So when I get out of the car, I'm not real stiff because I've been repositioning myself throughout the ride. Well, this one, since it's in relationship to the passenger seat, I'm sure there's a little flexibility, but at what point, you know, when I adjust, is that thing going to crack or snap or not adjust with me? Or do I have to take that off every time now I use it for personal use and I have someone else get in the front seat? It looks good. I don't know how functional it is. Now, let's say we get past all that. One thing I like about it is I think that it's going to deter people from being able to reach out and swat and slap and hit and punch and all those things that we saw. Sure, they can probably just grab it and tear it off, but in that instance, that gives us a lot of time to respond, doesn't it? You know, because it looks like there's two pieces and then a connector piece that can adjust laterally. And it looks like that would be the weak point. And I'm guessing that it's probably relatively rigid, but an angry person can probably tear that sucker down pretty quickly. And yet, I think if in the heat of the moment someone just tried to reach out and grab you, it would probably be less likely for that to occur. So I would be more interested in it for that reason. Also, there's a deterrent effect. You know, someone is just less likely to try something like that if there's a barrier. You know, there's a sheet of plastic there. I'm not going to reach out and start punching you like that woman did in the video I posted last week, because there's a barrier. It's just too hard to try to tear it down. Those things happen in the heat of the moment. The other thing is, I think it creates a sense of security. Now, it might be a false sense of security, but nevertheless, you know, people get in. I personally think that masks are often a false sense of security. But people get in and they see the barrier, and those who are part of the mask brigade, they probably are going to feel a little better about it. And those people who don't want to wear masks, well, maybe the driver can feel a little better about it, knowing they still have a barrier up. So what do you think? I think this is interesting. It looks like a pretty nice barrier. Personally, I still kind of like just a sheet of plastic. It's cheaper, it's easier to put on, easier to take down, probably offers the same level of safety, if not more, because it probably doesn't have all the brakes and stuff in it that this rigid piece has. Probably doesn't look as professional. This looks very professional. I would like to hear your thoughts. First of all, what do you think about Lyft just giving this to select few? I mean, it sort of makes sense. If you're only going to drive 3 hours a week every other month, yeah, you know, they're not going to invest $50 in you. But for regular drivers that might be part-time or whatever, what do they call them? Frequent drivers. Why not offer protection to everybody? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. What do you think of putting one of these in your car? If I was driving regularly, would I put one of these up? Maybe. If they sent it to me for free, I would absolutely give it a try. But I don't know if I'd invest $50 just to see if I like this thing. But that's where we get to help each other out. Share down below. If you have one of these, let us know how you like it. What are the pros? What are the cons? I look forward to hearing from you. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos. Leave your comments down below. Click my face to subscribe. And don't forget to ring that bell icon so you know when I post new videos and it shows me that you care. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Mark, and this is Mark's Travel Time.